Hey guys, it's Coach Brandon Echo from the Distinctly Extraordinary Coaching Channel with another tip. So, this entire series is going to be about food, mood, and stress management. We're going to dive into how all of these things work together to affect your health. Now, you may be wondering, does food really affect your mood? And the answer is absolutely 100% yes. But don't worry, guys. We're not just going to leave you hanging there because we are going to dive into how to find the healthiest and happiest version of yourself. And you might wonder, outside of, being hangry, how does food actually affect our mood? Well, many studies have shown that diets high in fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, moderate protein, and we try to avoid as best as we can as much processed foods and sugars as we possibly can. Those diets are associated with 25 to 35% lower lower risk of depression and higher serotonin production than the typical Western diet. We're going to chat more on serotonin and this Western diet more to come. Speaking of this Western diet, what is it? It's actually known as the American diet. It's typically pretty high in processed foods, red meats, sugars, fats. Often it's associated with fast, convenient, packaged food. Now, here's kind of an example of how we associate food with mood and stress management. I like to use the holidays as an example, because no matter where we are in life, we all tend to enjoy holidays, friends, family, get togethers, and maybe a sweet treat or two. But I have found myself always feeling the post holiday blues. And after some research, I found out that I was actually not the only one that had these depressed, sugar craving feelings post holiday. While part of low mood and energy may be from the hustle and bustle of all that the holiday seasons bring, trying to get here and there and prep this dish and make this gift, we need to also consider how food is associated with these holidays and how we tend to overconsume a little bit during these holidays. In fact, studies have shown that there is a psychologist cognitive neuroscience focused journal. That's a mouthful. But basically, what we have learned in as little as 1 week after eating a Western diet, we can considerably, significantly alter brain function. With this particular study showing that it was worse in memory tests more than any other cognitive brain function. So, going a little bit deeper into this Western diet, it was tied to overeating, but also an increased craving of sugary treats after quote unquote a regular meal. Now, I ask you, how many times can you relate to having to reach or wanting to reach for something sweet right after finishing a meal? Additionally, this study has also shown that these exact same participants had experienced an impact on their hippocampus due to their diet, which is directly responsible for emotions, learning, motivation, stress management. And I'm sure you've probably felt the slump of trying to navigate the excessive amounts of stress during holidays. But it doesn't just have to be holidays. Stress is in everyday life. Now, let's take the time to learn how to control our health and find the best balance of food. And here are some mindfulness techniques that you can reach your long term and short term goals. Now, I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it. It's no wonder when we start to get into the habit of not making the best choice. It's super, super hard to start making the right choice. Or one might say, get back on the bandwagon. So, why and how is this even happening? Well, it comes to serotonin. Serotonin may be the familiar term associated with food and mood. Serotonin is often known as the happiness hormone. But did you know that this hormone impacts your body, entire body, affecting things like your sleep, your eating, your feelings, your mood, your digestion, and even beyond that? Did you know that the vast majority of our serotonin receptors is actually located in our tummies? Newer research is finding that a balance of good and bad bacteria in our gut is directly related to our diet, and it has a connection with disease, also including depression and anxiety. So with all of these findings and all of these studies, it's telling us that there is an important decision we have to make whenever it comes to what we eat, what we drink, how we balance our diets, how we find and learn how to balance the good and bad bacteria in our guts. Because all of this is directly related to our mood, and it can compromise us, which will lead us to making more poor choices, having more sadness, and more unmotivated days. Guys, I want to thank you for being a part of the Distinctly Extraordinary Society. Guys, this is Coach B signing off.